You know, it's not YouTube, it's something else lurking in my life to sabotage my show. Ugh. Anyway, after some brief sweating and moving around, I'm getting better at this because of all the frequent disasters that we've been having. So now I can set up a show, a new show, and get everything queued up within like 5 minutes. It's kind of amazing. Before I fumbled around and stuff the first time, it took me like 20 minutes. Now I got it down to under five. So anyway, I'm back. Here we go. Now we left off. Am I gonna have to merge these two shows? I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think we're just gonna start over. How about that? All right, here we go. Our slideshow for the Dusty News Network, Friday night edition, August 16th, 2019. We're going to be going over some of the trifling things that men and women post online and making fun of them, just like the woman in the picture, laughing our butts off. Okay, here we go. Now, we talked about this briefly in the other portion of the show. I'll just highlight this again. This is about a bride who is extremely insecure to the point where she wants her friend to come to her wedding looking toe up, so that she can feel like she's greater than her friend. And in my example, I'm showing the two women like this, right? And so the bride's not feeling real good about what she's looking like, and this is what the other girl looks like with, just natural. Made up, the other girl looks like this, and the bride made up might make it up to here. But she knows she don't measure up to this girl, so she's trying to get this girl to ratchet herself back to not only looking like her, but to going natural and not having any makeup done and have her hair done, no hair done and no nails, no nothing. Okay, so the bride wants this beautiful, gorgeous girl to be down here while she stays here or maybe advances up to here because she knows she does not match up with her friend as far as looks goes. And she wants all eyes to be on her. I will put that slide back up in a second. She wants all eyes to be on her. So what you're dealing with someone who's extremely insecure. And as I said before, I hope the groom understands what he's getting, because in my mind, this is the kind of woman that's going to get married and have some kids. I hope they're all boys, because if she has a daughter, what she's going to end up doing is being in competition with her daughter, just like she's in competition with this friend for who looks the best. And by the time the little girl gets to, like, especially if she's, turns out to be gorgeous, she's going to have all these, young men around, and the mother's going to be envious because of the fact that she didn't get that kind of attention when she was her daughter's age, because she's, obviously not real good looking. And so, these are the kind of women that we hear about who try to get, dressed in hot pants and all the kind of nasty clothes and stuff around their daughter's boyfriends and be flirting with them and all that kind of stuff, because she's feel like she's a teenage girl in competition with her own daughter for male attention. It's very interesting. We've seen it happen too many times. And so this kind of attitude that this lady is projecting here is the kind of woman that would adopt that persona. In the next, yeah, I know the girl probably is pretty. The bridesmaid is probably gorgeous, and that's what the girl's just upset. But it's like you should have got ugly people in your bridal party, then he wouldn't have this problem. Okay, now we're gonna talk about Home Skillet here. As I pointed out, he was arrested on August 1st. The story came out on August 9th, a week later. And this guy has been bilking the Medicare system for years. They're covering a period of 2015 to 2018, August 2018, and it said he got like 12.7 million dollars in fraudulent income. Who does that? Who does that and think they're gonna get away with it? Are you kidding me right now? He should have stopped after the half a million or maybe the first meal and stopped and just been cool. But no, he had to be greedy. And as I was pointing out in our first half of the video that went wherever it went, this is the kind of guy that the dudes online be all pushing us towards. You should be with, you get, these, classic men, just men of means, men who are about something. Y'all just want thugs. You don't want a educated brother like us. You don't want a nice guy. You want in there. And so here's one of the examples right here. And right as I was saying right before we got so rudely separated, this guy not only messed up his life through these indictments. The feds take anything that you own that they feel like you own that you bought from their money. So his house, his cars, his boats, his 401ks, his investments, his stocks, his bonds, the house he bought his mama, the jewelry he bought his daughter. They can't get tuition back if he paid that for his kids, but if he bought them any cars or anything like that, they're taking everything because they're going to be trying to recoup the $13 million that dude took from them. Now, hopefully, he would have some of it in the bank somewhere that he can give some of it back that might help reduce some of his sentence. But I somehow doubt that that happened because dude is looking a little too fly in his picture. He spent all that money. I'm so sure of it. Or bought something with it. But whatever he bought, he ain't gonna have it no more. And his old mama about to be put out on the street, and his kids about to be yanked out of college because won't nobody be able to pay their tuition. It's gonna be a mess all the way around. It's going to be a mess, not just for him, but for everyone connected with him. Okay, let's move on. Now this poor lad, just this poor lad right here. Um, he tired of playing the sugar daddy. It would be nice to find a woman to get over what I lack physically, he says. So, you know what guys know if they don't have the looks and the body and the sex appeal that would appeal to a young woman who's not really trying to settle down. You know what I mean? She's not trying to be married and be a wife and all that old shit. She's trying to have a good time and she wants a man who look good, who's fly, who knows how to have fun, who's got some money, take her places, do things and all this kind of stuff. Well, even if he has an overseas account, they're gonna find evidence of it, so he's still gonna be in trouble. He's still gonna have to, they'll petition. I mean, they have to go. It's gonna be a long and lengthy legal process, but they can get the money back because they can prove that it was money taken from the government. It's different if they take it from an individual and then hide it out over there. But if they take the Fed money, well, they have means to get their money back. I don't give a fuck if you do have a Swiss bank account; they gonna still get it. So it just take a while, but they'll get it. Now this poor lad here, he got to pay to play. And he don't have the looks, he don't probably don't have the body. Maybe he's short or he got a little, he's not packing. Let me just put it that way. He's got a small eggplant. So he knows that he's got to pay some money, but he's tired of doing it. He wants just somebody to love him for him. Poor little tink tink. I don't think that's gonna happen, dude. Sorry. They ain't happening. But I just thought, oh, he's so beautiful. It just almost makes me feel choked up. Not okay. Next one. This chick. Now, okay, now this is supposed to be a woman, right? You know, this is a dude using a woman's profile. They ain't fooling nobody. They do that shit all the time when they want to come into like women's groups and stuff. They always do it. But as a woman who's used to how dudes talk online, we know a male and their attitudes and their perceptions and interpretation of things. We know who you are. We know what you are. You ain't fooling nobody just because you put a different picture up there. So this individual is trying to rib women and say that men, if the guy doesn't want to take you out on a date, um, that it means that you're not worth it. Do you see the subtle dig here? Well, it's not even that subtle. But they're telling you, a lot of women say, oh, they don't want to go on dates. They just want to come over and smash and they want this and they want that. And of course they want it, but people in hell want ice water too. Do they get it? No. So you guys have the ultimate decision making power there. But I'm just talking about this meme here. This is written by a man and he wants to, dog out women by trying to make black women feel bad. That's what this is. Their constant motto is try to break you, to ruin your self-esteem, to ruin your self-confidence, to make you feel small and insignificant and unworthy. Why? Because then when they approach you with a drag and drama, they know that you will have little resistance because you'll be so happy to see somebody will be paying you some attention that you'll take anything. That's what they want. That's subtle the subliminal message here that I was trying to tell you about. Now, this is some sick mess right here. This young lady sent me this one, and this guy was just like a disgusting pig. He was just a pig, and she's trying to explain to him, we weren't even really going out on a date. I mean, what are you he talking about? That's taking you out, and then he's telling her that she's gay and they be faking with men, and then when we corner y'all, it's a problem. And that, he got the magic stick that's gonna cure every ailment that she ever thought she had. All you need is some good eggplant, and I'm gonna give it to you. And she's like, the fuck? And he says, you don't even have to say anything. Just let me do the work. She's like, I'm good. Not if I take it, he says. And look at that face. The fuck, she says, that's, assault. Do not text me anymore. Goodbye. And he says it's not assault if you start enjoying it later on. Are you seeing this? He actually had the nerve to type that to a woman that he called himself trying to get with. I'm telling you, the nignoggery is unbelievable. And there's more. Okay, this is all that would fit on one slide. I didn't want to make it too small. But if this, and I want to stop right now and say something. I want to say something about this. I'm glad she shared this because I know a lot of you don't believe when women say that this kind of stuff happens, but yet here it is, right in your face. And these guys, something's wrong with them. And I'm serious. This is not even remotely a same thing that you would say to someone. It's not funny, so it's not, obviously not a joke. It's a threat to her health, safety, her mental health, and her whole existence because she told him no. Are you getting that? What I also want to interject here is on Sunday, I'm going to do another live stream, mods. I hope I just got this idea last night. And it's called the N word. The N word, but the N word is no. I'll be putting up the show description tonight. And this is going to be Sunday. And those of you who have trouble saying no to men or putting up, those kinds of firm barriers and boundaries to your time, your energy, your body, your house, your property, anything that you have, please stop by on Sunday. It'll be at 4 p.m. Pacific time at 7 Eastern time. I hope you can join, and I will be taking some questions. Like if you have some questions and stuff, I'll figure out something how I'm gonna get them. You're gonna get them to me so that, or get them to one of my mods so that we can read them over the air. But I haven't thought that far yet. Well, I'll think about that part later. You probably have to send them to me by email or some app or something. But I'll figure it out. I'll announce it in the show description. So make sure you're a subscriber so you can get that information. Okay, if you're not a subscriber, you hit that button right now so you can be part of that show on Sunday. But this young lady here, um, when you have a situation where somebody's coming at you like that, you don't keep engaging them. Once she said what he said about, and I'm going to give it to you, and she said the fuck with the question mark, that's when he was supposed to be blocked. Okay, there should have been no additional conversation. And it's not like I'm blaming her. I want to make that very clear. Okay, I'm not blaming her for anything. She did nothing wrong here. I'm talking about how to protect yourself mentally and emotionally from further attack and onslaught by idiots like this. Okay, you just shut it down. Shut it down. You don't have to go back and forth with him. And she was trying to be polite and nice and say, "Oh, I'm good." Okay, but I know you're good, but he don't need to know that. It just continues to give him attention, and that's what he's seeking. So you said no, you don't want to go out with him. No, the fuck he started to insult you. That's when you shut the shit down. You don't have nothing else to say to him. Okay, let me get back to this, and then we're gonna move on to the last part of this conversation. Is with the next slide. So she did finally block him. And this was his response. See how I put number 3 there? This was his response. Do you really think I would assault you? You don't even look good enough to assault. LOL. Do not leave me on scene, B. I know where you stay. So I don't understand what this man thinks, how he thinks this is going to get him any positive attention from a woman. This will get you fucking shot in the face. That's what will happen to you. You fuck around with the wrong broad with this attitude, nigga, your mama going to be burying you. Okay? And you roll up there with a friend or two, they'll be dead too. So it's like, I don't understand what these guys be thinking talking to people like this. He's just a sick fuck. This is beyond predatory behavior. This is a psychopath. How you going to tell some woman some shit like that? He's terrorizing her with his words and threats of violence and assault on her body. This is a police matter at this point. Once he said, I know where you stay, that was considered a credible threat. That should have been taken immediately to the police, especially since they went on some kind of group date and there are other people in this social circle that know him on a personal basis. So somebody's going to know where he lives, where he works, and what his phone number is and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what she said in the first slide. You can go back and look at it later. Oh, she don't need to be. He ain't gonna do shit, but he just talking all that stuff. But that's not the point. The point is that he felt that he had the right to talk to her like that, and that to get what he wanted from her by making all these vile threats. See, so then she's supposed to say, "Oh, okay then. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Let's hook up." And then they'll be wondering what happened to your body. My ass will be on snapped, and your ass will be buried. And then there you go. But I just heed my warning, young ladies, and then just in the future, something like this. And what she's just also supposed to do is send this chat transcript to every single person who knows them who went on this group date, this group hangout, all the men and all the women, so that everybody would understand what kind of fucker he is. Because, a lot of dudes, they have girlfriends and they have little daughters and stuff. You know what I mean? And they're going to be looking at dude all kind of crazy. So that's why it's good to get the men too. They have sisters, they have daughters, they have wives and girlfriends, and they gonna be looking at dude like, nigga, what? What the hell? What's wrong with you, man? You crazy, man? Nah, man, you can't come to my house, man, because you be tripping and stuff like that, and then he'll be slowly get ostracized, and that's what he needs to be. All right, let's move on. Now, this individual here, is concerned about what people do when they ask what you do for a living. What do you do for a living? Well, that's just like, where do you go to school? What kind of movies you like? Do you like burgers or you like sweet potato fries or regular fries? I mean, it's just like it's part of who you are, what you do with yourself. What this indicates to me is that this individual has a very low paying, some kind of, job that he is not proud of at all. He's embarrassed about it. He doesn't make very good money. And maybe it has some kind of weird connotation to it. I don't know. I don't know what to say there. But his interpretation is that people ask you what you do for a living so they can calculate the level of respect to give you. It goes deeper than that, my dear. It doesn't really have to do with respect. It has to do with who you have aimed to be in your life. Have you aimed high or have you aimed low? Have you aimed at all? Are you just a dusty, unemployed bum? Where are you on that scale? So, a guy who's working two low-paying jobs to make up for the fact that he can't get a job in his field right now or whatever, he's still going to school, whatever, he's going to get more respect than somebody who has a college degree who decides that they're too good to work. That somebody who could be an engineer if they put their mind to it and, went out and hustled for a job, but they would rather do something stupid like be a video gamer on YouTube. Something like that. So it has nothing to do with the respect that they're going to give you. It has to do with their perception of how much you're willing to put in, how much effort you're willing to put in to be the man that you want to be in the future. Because you might work at McDonald's and be a student. Don't you think that they're going to get a great deal of respect because they're holding down two things? It has nothing to do with just the job. It's all about what you what kind of person you're. Like a person who puts themselves through law school, or to get that JD, through medical school and advanced techniques to become a heart surgeon or something like that. That person deserves respect because of the dedication that they've put in, and the decades of work and sweat and sleepless nights that they did, so that they could contribute something to the betterment of society. Because even though lawyers are, people make jokes about lawyers, without lawyers, the civil rights movement would not have happened. Without lawyers, a lot of the problems that people have as far as jobs and stuff, getting treated unfairly, getting, racially, um, having racial problems, on harassment and stuff like that on the jobs. Without attorneys, we wouldn't be getting any compensation for that and get our just desserts. Lawyers serve a great purpose for people, especially those who are downtrodden and poor, and get mistreated. Okay, we need good, strong attorneys in our corner, and that's the only thing that's making certain other people act right. Okay, the fact that you got a good attorney. So attorneys, they can do some good things. They can also do some negative. Same with doctors. But the fact that the person put forth the effort to try, don't you think that they should get some acknowledgement for that? Versus somebody who don't want to do shit and just working at the corner store, and he's 52 years old and that's the only job he's ever had. He ain't never tried to do nothing different, better, more. Nothing. He hasn't stretched himself at all. So this is not quite accurate. This thing here is not quite accurate, but so that's why I wanted to break it down. It's a lot deeper than that, and people are not that simple. But a person who is obviously stupid and doesn't really know what the fuck they doing and hasn't really tried to do much is feeling, like he's just not getting the respect that he would like to have. Well, dude, level up, okay? Level up, and then you can get that. Women look for men to be the best that they can be. And if you just settling for, mediocrity, then you don't get that level of respect that you obviously want. Now this was like, oh my God, dude, for real. He's like, don't send me no friend request. I wanted you 2 babies ago. I'm good now. Okay, ain't no punctuation nowhere in this sentence. I'm surprised he made a capital D. But yeah, this is really sad. This is obviously somebody young and dumb. But you can't even get an answer friend request because you bitter about the fact that you wanted her and she didn't want you. And just because she want to have a friend request on social media, that don't mean she's trying to get with you, clown. Don't get beside yourself. Don't start feeling yourself into that situation. But that's what he's did. And so, yeah, a lot of lawyers are jerk offs. I like working with them because I'm a jerk too. I am a jerk. Y'all know my mouth. They get to talking crazy and I talk crazy right on back. I worked for this attorney before, and we was cool. I have to okay. This I have to interject my story time because all of a sudden seeing that reminded me. Okay, I forgot what I was had some problem. Anyway, I ended up getting this like minor surgery to fix it, but I was having like all this pain and stuff. It was like awful. So I was leaving work. Now I had worked a lot of overtime. I'd never taken vacation. I had all kind of time on the books, right? And but I was having these, intermittent problems that were sending me to the doctor and back home to bed and stuff. I was just in agony. So one day he got upset, right? Crazy ass white boy. He didn't get upset after I ripped him, at least what he said. So I said, oh, I need to go home. I'm not feeling well again. And he just was like, he throws his little papers and he says, well, I can't have you going home because you don't feel well. And I sat there and I looked at him. I said, well, what reason would you prefer? And I said it just, and I looked just like this when I said, well, what reason would you prefer? And then he caught it, right? And he sat there and he looked and then he realized what he had done, right? Because that's a lawsuit. You can't tell people that they can't go home because they're sick. Okay, that's against the law. And you, attorney boy, know this. So I like, just tell me what reason you would prefer. He shut the fuck up. And so then, so I get up and I go over to HR and I tell him, that I was leaving. And I said, he wasn't too happy about it. So, what happened? I told her, and her face got red. She said, so he didn't say it to you. I said, oh, yes, he did. And there's witnesses to it. So y'all need to have a talk with dude because I don't expect to hear anything like this from his mouth again. If that's the attitude that he wants to have, then I need to find somebody else to work with because I refuse to be talked to like that. It's all at 20 years old. So I'm like, no, we're not doing that. We ain't going there. But yeah, he fixed his face. He fixed his mouth. We didn't have no more problems out of homeboy. But this dude here with the two babies, he good now. Okay, that's good. Let's move on. Yeah, that's exactly it, Diana. But he, this shit here is funny. Her, yo, dick mad lil. Him, well, I still smashed. When we was bumping cats. So chill out. And him, oh, this shit was hilarious. I was rolling. This was unbelievable. She just straight clowned him. There was nothing he could do. Just sit there and just look sad and broken. I'm so evil. But I just put that in there, even though it's not necessarily, he trying to be dusty, talking about, well, I still smashed, like he still got something. Be quiet with your 2-inch self. You need to just go on over there somewhere and be happy somebody even looks at you. Oh, I'm not doing questions right now, Jane Doe. You have to submit those in the advice column thing. It'll be up on the Tuesday column if you get in time. The instructions are in the show description page. Just click that link, it'll take you to the submission form. Right now, I'm doing the Dusty News Network. All right, so let's move on from this. Shout out to all the single women that never complain about being single but never go out. Just waiting on Mr. Right to break into your house. Oh my God, this is too funny. This is too funny. I used to be like that because I didn't want to go nowhere. I just like whatever. My UPS man was fine as hell. And we had somebody who used to pull the fire alarm at some of Oakland's finest men you've ever seen in your freaking life. Are firemen in Oakland, California, and them dudes are so damn fine. It's fucking ridiculous. I used to want to go pull the fire alarm just so I could see that beautiful hunk of man come walking down the hall looking all official with his uniform on and stuff. I'm telling you. So, this right here is like, oh, yeah, he could break in my house any day. Hi. Hi, fireman. Hi. Hi there. Yeah, but you do have to get out. So I started making myself go out more, go to more networking things and, business related type of stuff. Still met Dusties. They were just Dusties with a business, Dusties with a CEO position. I have to do another story time because one of the dustiest motherfuckers I ever met in my life was the vice president of a multinational bank, which I shall not mention the name of, and he was the minority banking officer. So his thing was he's supposed to like recruit accounts from minority community. He had some Spanish speaking staff and Farsi speaking and and this and that. And the brother, nice looking dude and everything. You would think he had some sense. Nope. That's why I say, when people say, well, I want a professional man, I think about the interactions that I've had with them. They ain't no better than, just the little regular, raggedy dudes. And in some respects, the little raggedy dudes treated me better because they were just happy that somebody who they felt like of my caliber was even talking to them. But I thought they were interesting people. I don't do that. If I think you're an interesting person and you smart and you got some stuff for us to talk about, some ideas that we can exchange, and I'll talk to you. I don't trip like that. And some of the most interesting people I have met have been, people that used to be in jail or whatever. They got their shit together. I mean, they grew up in hard times. They got their shit together. They have a story. And their story is interesting. And it's one of somebody who is not just a survivor, but a fucking winner, an achiever, a person who comes out on top. I just love men like that. Now, how they started off and how they live their life, that's irrelevant. I'm not trying to marry them. I'm not trying to even date them. I just talking to them, and that kind of person is interesting to me. So I will talk to business people as well, but it never fails. It's always some trifling shit comes out their mouth. And so, they behave like worse, they like a big old giant Dusty. And so I don't know. I'm just not that impressed when people say, well, he's a professional man. He got this kind of education. He got this kind of job. I'm like, well, that's nice, but that's not who he is as a person. That's what he's accomplished, which is good. It shows a certain thing about his personality. But as far as what kind of man he is in a relationship, how he treats women, what kind of, things he thinks about the female gender, that's not reflected in what a man does for work. You see what I'm saying? So I don't really, I mean, that's nice, that's great, but that's not going to just get you in the door to stay just based on that. I need to know more about what kind of man you are. Okay. So let's move on from this. Y'all don't be waiting for the man to break in your house. You got to get up, put your little cute clothes on, and go on out. Okay, now this one I had to put a star over something that was showing that shouldn't have been showing because I didn't want you, I didn't want to see all that. But this is his fantasy. He got a fly babe, and she is not cheating. She texts you back fast, and she's all about you and only you. Now, I don't see no ring on her finger, my brother. So why should anybody be you about you and only you and you ain't married to him? You tripping. These dudes be wanting all kind of wife privileges and they ain't nobody's husband. That's the part that drives me crazy. It's like, why do you think you deserve all of that? That's not, that texts you back fast and doing all this old stuff here. Why? Where they do that at? And that ain't your wife. Yeah, okay, Surah. I understand it because I used to go with my cousins, and I was too young to be up in there too. But they would call themselves babysitting me, and they would drag me to the barbershop with them, and they thought I was too little to know what they was talking about, but they didn't know how sharp I was, even at 7, 8, 9 years old, and I knew everything they was talking about. I was horrified. They are just gross and disgusting people. Yeah, her taco is definitely public. But I just wanted to show you this wishful thinking and how inappropriate it is. And for you, those of you who think that you need to be like this with a man, you dating a dude, right? You calling yourself dating a dude. And you feel like you need to show him what kind of wife you would be, and you gonna do all this stuff for him, and you gonna do okay. You're not married. And I just like there's a video on here called, Black Woman Get It Straight. Unless you're married, you're single. And I wish everybody would watch that just for a different perspective so you can get a reality check about this shit here. Because they will have you, they will use you up. They will have you doing all this shit for them for 10, 15, 20 years. Having kids, buying dogs together, buying property together, buying vehicles together, all kind of stuff. But you have no legal protections of the wife that you should have. But you give him all the benefits of being a wife. You should stop doing that immediately. And those of you who know women who do that kind of stuff, you need to pull a coat. It's like you being a dumb bitch right about now. That's not how you conduct yourself. Nigga want all them privileges and perks and benefits. He's supposed to be popping out with a ring and marching his happy ass down that aisle. That's what he's supposed to be doing. So you want to give him everything without him having to even do all of that. Well, then why would you do that though? That's kind of dumb. You shouldn't handle yourself like that. Husband privileges for husbands. Boyfriends don't get husband privileges because they ain't married. Okay? Until you're married, you're single. And that means you date whoever you want to, and he dates whoever he wants to. Because even though you might think that he's not dating whoever he wants to, trust me, he is, because he's just going to be saying, well, I'm not married to every broad he meets. And you won't be able to say shit because it's true. And you all be writing me them letters talking about, oh, yeah, but we do everything like a couple. We bought us a... So? If that motherfucker died tomorrow, would you get anything off of his estate? No. It's going to go to his mama if he's not married, because that's next of kin. Or if he has any kids, it'll go to them. But it ain't going to come to you because you ain't married. Whereas if you was a wife, you could march in there and just take everything from everybody. It won't be shit they could say. So you need to understand your lane. You know, you buying houses and shit with them. Well, unless your name is on it, you're going to have a problem. You've been paying, but you gonna have a problem. But anyway, I go into a great deal of detail in that video. It's called "Unless You're Married, Black Woman. Unless You're Married, You're Single. Get a Clue." Something like that is in the title. But you need to see that. So let's move on, cause he up here begging for husband privileges, and he ain't trying to be married to nobody. No questions, Demetrius. Submit questions to the website. Those are answered on Tuesday. This is the Dusty News Network night. We're not doing questions tonight. Now, this one, I just got this today. This shit is funny. Look at that expression. How dudes that don't work and stay with that girl watch her get ready for work in the morning. This was hysterical. They listen. You know what, Sadia? They might not listen at that moment, but when they get into a situation, my words ring in their ears. I've gotten too many letters back that told me that they could hear my voice in their head saying, "Dad warned me about this," and I did not listen. But look at that expression though. That shit is funny. That's just. I was rolling. You know, I love me some pop. So I was all over this, but this was hilarious. I wish I would have some clown laying, unless this is off day. Now, then you could lay in the bed. But now you get up and make up the bed, do some laundry, do something with yourself. But but you just gonna lay around playing video games and snoozing and watching movies while I'm busting my ass? And I don't think so. That's not happening, Captain. But I thought you guys would get a kick out of this. I thought this was hilarious. Okay, now here's a guy. He's bitching and moaning because of he feels like these women's want too much. What they want is out of reach. It's out of sync with who they are. She want a $6,000 ring, a $25,000 wedding, a $50,000 car, and a $500,000 house. That's a shack here in the Bay Area, so I don't know why he's bitching about that. And all she has to offer in return is a pre-owned uh cat. So I'm like, so are you trying to say it's got to be like pristine? Are you, nigga? You got to provide all that stuff to make up for the fact that your thing is it's like a doorknob. Everybody done took a turn. Turn that shit and open up. So I mean, what you trying to say here? Trying to make women feel bad that they didn't sit around waiting for his little ugly ass to come show up. Knowing he don't have all that kind of money, no way. Clown. Putting somebody in a tent in the park and think you done something. He's a malnourished wallet. I'm malnourished. That's hilarious. Y'all he's thou ist broketh. Thou ist broketh. Oh my God. That's right. Kitty costs. You want to have some kitty and you want to have quality kitty, it costs money, honey. And that's why I keep trying to tell y'all, these young, beautiful girls, honey, I'll tell you, oh, if I get to walk up and down the street and say, look, girl, you too fly to be with that clown right there. You need to come to the Deb school so I can show you how to get you somebody that's got some sense and some money. Because this clown here is ugly and broke. And you just wasting your youth and beauty on him. I swear I would go up and down the street telling these little girls that because nobody's telling them. They just have these clowns in their ear and their self-esteem is so low. They think, that they have to go with somebody because he loves me. Though he loves me. You better get you somebody who loves you, who can do something for your ass. Put you in a nice house and take care of your kids and put them in private schools and stuff like that. You got to think with an eye to the future. You don't be busting yourself up with changing your body and your whole life over some old dusty bum. Don't do that. So let's move on. This is an idiot here. Now, this is the pimp game here. Now, see, every time they use that phrase, a real woman, you got to be a real woman or a good woman or, a good black woman or, whatever way they put it. A Christian woman, a Proverbs 31 woman. There's always some kind of judgment associated with some criteria that you're being judged by, ladies. I don't know if you've caught that, but that's the way that it is. And exactly, Brandy. I don't see what's the big deal. I'm like the 500 grand. Oh shit, we wish we could find a house for $500,000 around here. That's not a shack that needs a in whole total rehab. So this she leaves him $30 and her car keys on the counter in the morning, and then she catch the bus to work. Okay, see, now this is what you talking about. See, he tried to, so, some women would be like, oh, I got a man. I need to be a real woman and do what the meme said. That's what they're going for. This brainwashing thing to try to tell, to qualify you so you would get their approval, right? If you did this kind of stuff, see, then you would be judged to be a quote real woman. Like your ass is Pinocchio or something, and you're gonna turn into a real girl. He was a real boy. You can be the real woman versus, some wooden puppet or whatever. But in a situation like this, you leaving your car keys. Okay, my thing is this. If you too broke to have your own car, you don't have no license, or you don't have whatever it is that you don't have to qualify to have your own vehicle, well, then that means if you fuck up mine, then I'm going to be out because you can't afford to replace it. If you could afford to replace it, then you would have one. You see how that works? That's how Deb's mind works. So you don't have no money to replace my car, so you don't get to drive my car. The end. Real woman has spoken. And then $30. What's that supposed to be your allowance or something? What you 12 an hour or something? I used to get $20 a week when I was in high school, and that was eons ago. But my daddy at that time was a baller, so I was rich. $20 for a 15-year-old kid in them days, that was a lot of money. Yeah, drive her to work. Yeah. You know what I mean? Now he ain't trying to do that. He trying to rip and run the streets in her car, using her gas. The $30 that she probably had to fill the tank up anyway. The $30 is just his mad money to eat burgers and stuff. You guys, please don't believe this kind of stuff when you see it. That's why I want these young ones. You see this kind of stuff, a real woman or whatever. Um, understand the game that's been trying to be run on you. Okay, ignore this kind of stuff. No man on the internet has the right or the ability or the intellect to tell you what you need to do to be anything. That's not his call. Okay, so when you see stuff like this, please ignore it. Don't even read it. And then, oh, oops, I put this in. This is in the wrong order. Okay, this one was supposed to be first. Talking about Jesse Williams' divorce and how much he had to pay in child and spousal support. And so this, circled the dude how much this guy is complaining about. There should be a scripture in the Bible that says, "Thou shalt not get married." Of course, the Bible promotes marriage because otherwise you're doing what they call it fornication and whatnot. They're not, that's like the complete opposite of what's in the Bible. So here he is complaining. All these dudes complaining about how much money dude has spent, right? And so then she comes back with her clap back and says, well, it's amusing to see imaginary millionaires worrying about imaginary gold diggers taking away their imaginary wealth. Oh, that shit was hilarious. She just dug all in they butt. Oh, is he? I don't know what he is. I just, people send these memes. I don't know who these people are. I don't know who they are, what they are, where to find them. I don't know nothing. But I figured they wrote it. They should get credit for it. That's why I don't black out their names. Because sometimes it's funny, like this one. She deserves credit for this because this shit is very original and it's hilarious. And it's very astute because this is exactly what I say. But she got the way she put it together is much more poetic than the way I say it. So I really appreciated this. This was, yeah, it was epic. She was just like, I was like, oh, knee deep up in their butt. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Now, this is a perfect example of why it's important to be married. And I remember this meme has been floating around for a while, but I haven't seen it with this picture on it before. But I thought it was kind of appropriate since it shows people carrying a casket. Your husband dies and leaves you with a $5 million. His mistress shows up at the funeral with two of his children. He didn't leave them a dime, but he took care of them and he paid their monthly bills. This woman tells you that she's about to lose everything and asks you for help. So, like, the implication there is, what do you do? Hmm. What would I do? Nothing. I would just look at her. Say, well, you better go down to the Social Security office and file and hope that you sign a birth certificate so you can get some Social Security for them kids. Because only a dumb bitch has kids by a married man and thinks she gonna get something. I don't know what else to tell you, but just get out of my face. I don't care about you, and I don't care about them kids either. The only person who cared about them is now dead. So you figure it out. You make it work, whatever way you want to, because this is my money. I had to deal with that cheating, lying ass motherfucker for all these years. It's mine. And I'm not giving away none of it to anybody who also benefited from him being a cheating liar, lying, doggish, whatever. So she was too stupid to make, to get you some money while he was alive. I can't help you. Your kid's got a dumbass mama. Cause he paying a bill, he paying $2,000 for whatever. You supposed to have $2,000 in your bank account. He paying $1,000 over here. You supposed to get $1,000 for you. So you didn't do that. Why is that my problem? The $5 million is mine. Bye, bitch. Yep, food stamps, Medicaid, Medicare, Medi-Cal. In California, it's Medi-Cal. I mean, whatever. Social Security. I don't know. Whatever you need to get, you better make it happen. All right. Now, this was real serious. I don't know what they said before there, underneath there, that they typed pick me over, but this is some serious pick meism right here. You're going to be sitting up in the jailhouse visiting some clown. I wish I would. I have never gone inside a jailhouse to visit nobody ever in my life. No time and don't plan to have no time soon. One time I dropped a friend off though. She was going to visit her raggedy ass. Like, well, they married. Yeah, they was married by then. She had what you call them, conjugal, and the prison was on the way to L.A. A little bit out of my way, down some dirt road or something. But I was driving down there to visit my brother and his family, so it was fine. So she rode with me. I dropped her off, and I picked her up on the way back. Worked out great. She filled up the tank in both things. So, my driving, I didn't have to pay no gas. It was great. It worked out great. But that was her. And she, going down there to visit that dude and spend time with him and stuff and packed all this shit, food and whatnot that he would like. I'm like, you can get me some SpaghettiOs and call it a day. Don't they all kind of look alike though, Diana? They all built by the same companies. They all look the same. But this is it says relationship goals. Oh, okay. That's very sad. Yeah, these are pick me goals. So I just thought, this is an epitome of a dust mite. He all up in the prison and with his dust mite woman chasing him down there to spend time with him. She should be somewhere doing something sensible with herself. She's too young for this shit. Wasting her time hanging around in a jail with a dust mite. Ugh. Now this was cold. This was cold. Dude just did her raggedy. This is almost as bad as the dude that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, where he told his girlfriend the rent was $400 more than it was, so she was paying his half, well, half of his half, and then hers too. So he owed her all kinds of money. But this guy is the thing he owns. So basically, she was paying his mortgage for him. So he's just living free, and she paying to live with a man who's supposed to be her provider. But she providing for herself, and he's benefiting from it on his mortgage for somebody else paying his mortgage. This dude is a pimp. Look at this shit right here. Found a municipal letter, and when I looked, it had his name and surname, and all these years he's been hiding these letters. I confronted him about it, and he just said, surprise! Well, judging by her name, this is someplace in Africa. But over here, we don't say surprise. We say psych. Same thing. Yeah. But I'm just saying, these women just be so desperate to live with some man. That's why you don't be going in like roommates with them. If he can't afford to put you in there with him, then stay in your own place. I don't. What is the problem with this? I just can't see where that makes any sense. I mean, I'm not gonna pay for your house. Even if I did live with somebody, the most I'm gonna do is buy groceries because I like to cook and I do want to eat. But I'm not putting no money into your house. My name ain't on it. Fuck you. No. But I thought this was the pity. This dude wins the Dusty Award because this is like the dust. I mean, just dust level, epic dust level right here. And look at this mess here. This dude is look at this Dusty. He just about as bad as the one before. My worst day, she says, will always be the one where I paid for the cinema ticket and snacks, and my date reached out for the change from the cashier and put it in his pocket. She paid for the movie and the snacks, and he got a tip from the money, the change that was left. Now, what should she have done here? She should have held out her hand and she said, "Give me my money back. You didn't buy this, I did. It's my money, give it." That's what she should have done. But she probably was so shocked, or, I don't know, she didn't want to make waves. She wanted to, quote, be nice. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to give me my money back, or you ain't going to the movie theater. I don't give a fuck who I have to get this ticket to. It ain't going to be you. Give me my money. But, that's just me, though. Yes, you can see that. I had a friend who went on a dinner date with a guy, and she took him out. What was it? He got a promotion. There's some reason why she took him. It was like it was occasion kind of thing, and she put down the cash and everything, and the people brought the change, and so she divvies out how much she want to leave for tip, right? Because she's treating dude for whatever the special occasion was. I think it was a promotion, but I can't really swear to it. And do you know this nigga picked the tip up off the table and put it in his pocket? It was the same kind of thing. I remember she told me, I said, "Well, why didn't you tell him to put it back?" And she said, "Girl, because I just was too stunned." I'm like, see, that's even before I knew about dust. This is when we was real young. This was before I knew that, Dusties. I had never heard anything like that. But yeah, that's what Dusties do. They see any kind of way that they can get over on a woman, they gonna take it. Cinema ticket change, tip change. Yeah, Queen Hawa. I don't know. I don't understand either. They just don't have any confidence in themselves at all that they're, worthy and beautiful people. Yeah, it's not even Kane entitlement. That's just basic triflingness of a different level than I could even imagine. That's just I don't know, just like high in the sky is high dust. Who does that? Nah, we would have been fighting. I don't give a fuck if it was $2. You can give me my money back. I'm not trying to tip you, clown. Now this picture right here is like Nig Roach. Nig Roach in the flesh. This artistry is beautiful. Look at this. Man with no job, no money, and no ambition. This here is a Nig Roach. And y'all just be all happy with your little Nig Roaches. Ugh. Something about this picture gives me the willies, but it's like, you know, how come parents don't teach their daughters to have standards? Has anyone got a idea of that? Why do our girls not have standards? I can't quite figure that out. Why do they take anything that comes along? This is just disgusting. I said they need to be resuscitated. Oh, yeah, this picture is cringeworthy. It kind of makes you start itching, but it's like I just call these kind of men a Negroach. I just cannot be bothered. All right, let's move on from this. I think we all get the idea. Just that basically you look stupid. Messing around giving your body, your time, your energy, your beauty, and your youth to somebody who's not offering you shit in return, that's no capability of offering it and has no interest in offering it. He don't have no job, he don't have no money, and he ain't trying to be bothered getting either one. Okay, that's how you look stupid. So y'all need to think about that next time you think you're gonna be playing Captain, Lady Save a Nig Roach or something. Put that fool back where he came from in the loser pile. Now this dude, this here go white Dusty, a white Dusty. Now look at this clown. He just need to be slapped. Women need the boundaries of patriarchy and a mission in life, which is usually a husband, children, and a home. Absent such structure, they malfunction and destroy civilizations. Pound, restore patriarchy. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Women don't need any kind of boundaries because when women have boundaries, you guys don't know how to act. And you just want to act a fool and mistreat people and take advantage of them and use them and take them for granted and just not give them no money, starve them, abuse them, do all kind of things when you feel like you have total control over a woman and some children and a house. You guys are power mad tyrants, and so it makes no sense for a woman to do that. There's no benefit for women to bow down to patriarchy. Okay, it doesn't even help men. You guys feel bound too because see, if patriarchy was in place, all this stuff about women working and helping you pay bills and shit, that shit would go up in smoke. You would have to do it all by yourself. Do you understand now how that works? And all this complaining that y'all do about, taking women out on dates and, she needs to pay. Oh, no, no, no. That would go away 100% because of patriarchy. You want to do it all, right? You want women to be at home and to, just deal with kids and also, so you'd have to buy all the groceries, you'd have to pay all the bills, you'd have to do everything by yourself. The pressure would be on. Those of you who ain't making that much money would really suffer. Because you need your two income household. So if your wife is doing home all the time like that, that means you got to work 2 or 3 jobs. Are you ready for that? I'm just saying. You want all the stuff that you perceive to be a benefit, but it comes at a price, dudes. It comes at a price. All the stuff that you think that you would be keeping women from doing, and all these freedoms you think you'd be keeping women from having, would be right back on your shoulders, 110%. So college tuition, you'd be responsible for that. Groceries, power bill, gas for the cars themselves, all auto repairs, the water bill, the garbage bill, any school clothes, tutors, medical expenses, medical insurance, medical co-payments, everything. You would have to provide all of those things all by yourself because that's what patriarchy demands. Are you ready for that? I'm just saying, it's a double-edged sword. You better pay attention to what you be asking for, because sometimes you ask for shit and then you say, wait, well, wait, but it's too late then. So let's move on. Now, this was interesting. This guy's gonna come and ask other men, are they good? I'm asking for your mental health since our women won't. Do brothers hate apostrophes? I'm just kind of wondering that because all these memes, none of them have don't, want, won't, y'all. I mean, those are supposed to have apostrophes in them, and none of them ever do. Do you notice that? Do they not know what an apostrophe is? Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But anyway, I just noticed everything that they type it don't have apostrophe in it. But anyway, so he's asking about your mental health. Now, if some guy online says, no, I'm not good, what are you going to do about it? You just posted this trash because you want to find a way to try to dog out black women once again and make them responsible for you. Why the fuck would she ask if you're good mentally health wise? Because she's not a shrink. Unless she's a psychologist or some other mental health professional, her asking you if you good is a pointless question. Okay, the person that you need to be figuring that out is asking that to yourself. You ask yourself, self, while you look in the mirror, self. How are you today? Are you checking in with yourself? How you feeling? Are you up, down? You feel confused, depressed, lost, hopeless? I mean, what's going on with you? You're in your own head. Instead, as a typical Nig Roach would do, you try to flip it around and put it on women. Again, black women have to carry the burden for black men for every single fucking thing, including their mental health now. So you got to ask you about it. So once you ask you about it and you say, no, then what's she supposed to do? When are you going to take responsibility for your own self and take your happy ass to see a psychologist or a shrink, some kind of therapist and stuff, and stop trying to burden your woman with that? That's not her skill set. She's not a shrink. And even if she is, that's her profession. You need to pay her. She's not supposed to be treating you for free. That's a conflict of interest anyway. She can't treat your patients that she's married to. That's not, that don't work like that. So in any instance, even if your woman is a licensed professional, it's not her job to treat your mental health. You do that. You're supposed to be such a big man and everything. You want people to submit to you and all this old shit. Then lead your happy ass on over to the shrink. That's what you need to do. Take care, handle your business like a G. And stop sitting around like a big ass baby trying to make it women's fault that you're all fucked up in the head and all mental and crazy. That's your fault. Okay? You should have took care of that before. Oh my God, these dudes are just too much. Just too much. And shit pisses me off. Since our women won't. I'm never asking a man if you good now, just for this. Never. And if he try to tell me where if he's good, I'm like, I don't care. I don't care if you're good or not. Go tell your mama. Okay, now this came in too. Someone sent this in, and I thought, no, this is kind of interesting. I don't know if this is Dusty or not, but it's not true. Let me explain this. It takes 2 to 4 years. This is Dusty logic, okay? Pound Dusty logic. It takes 2 to 4 years to completely get to know someone. Notice that word completely. Those who wait this long to marry it's supposed to be come on now, grammar, less chance of divorce. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, statistically speaking, but I can tell you this for a fact. After 2 to 4 years, you'll never know really who somebody is. You could be with them for 40 years and you still never going to completely know who they are. People always keep something behind for themselves. It may be something big. It may be something small. It may be something that happened 40 years ago. It may be something that happened yesterday. But you can bet your mate is going to have something that they hold back because they don't want you to know. They're afraid to tell you. They're concerned it's going to change something between you. Whatever it is, it's too painful maybe. I don't know. Whatever it is, you're never going to completely get to know anybody in 2 years, 4 years, 16 years. You can come close. You'll know a lot. But every once in a while, they're going to have a reaction that you did not expect. And you're going to be surprised. And you're going to be sitting there like this boyfriend I used to have. I would come out the box on him all the time. And he would constantly be looking at me with this confused look on his face saying, I thought I knew you. He would always say that. And I'm like, I keep telling you, there's no way for you to know everybody, everything about everybody. That's impossible. But he kept trying. He kept insisting that he did. And I kept showing him that he didn't until we finally broke up. It's just a bit much. So I just want to reiterate that for those of you who think that, well, I'm going to wait this long and then I'll really know him or her. You have to feel comfortable with how much you know for sure. But to think that you're going to know all that there is to know in 2 to 4 years, 5 years, 7 years is a fantasy. Okay, you get to know what the most important things are, and then you just let the rest be a surprise, and that's all I can tell you. Okay, that's just how it's gonna be. Let's move on. Again, the thing to try to get you to feel bad about yourself, to feel like you're unworthy, that you're not good enough, that you're lacking in some respect. When a man has a job, his own car, his own house, he cooks, he cleans the house and takes care of his own affairs, what can you offer him besides cat? Might I switch that around, sir? If a woman has a job, her own car, and her own house, and she cooks and she cleans and she takes care of her own affairs, what can you offer her besides eggplant? And they know that. And that's why they say you don't need a man. You too independent. You don't make me feel needed. Right? Don't they whine about that? All the time. We hear them words all the time. So what is it that he thinks that women are supposed to do? And I'll tell you what, because he wants you guys to pipe up and start competing against this negative idea that he has here. He wants you to put yourself in a position where you're fighting him against what he posted here. Well, that's not true. I'm not like that. I offer this and that and blah, blah, blah. So that if like you were in a relationship with a man who had this kind of mindset, see, you would be going through all those changes trying to prove to him why you're worthy. That in spite of the fact that he has all these things, you offer him more. Why would you do all of that? Because you start doing all that competition, proving stuff, you got to keep that up for the rest of the relationship. That shit is exhausting. That's why I don't do it. I don't care. As soon as they say anything that's critical, like if I make, say, he say, oh, I want a meatloaf. Okay, I'm not no master meatloaf maker. I make it kind of some version like my grandmother used to make it. Kind of tastes similar, but it's okay. But it might not be like your mother's. It's not my favorite dish, so I'm not gonna put my foot in it because it's something I don't care. So if you want meatloaf, I'll make you some meatloaf. But if you say, "Well, this don't taste like how my mama used to make it," guess what? If we're married, we're getting a divorce right now. We're getting a divorce because you gonna sit there and compare me to that bitch. Are you fucking her? I mean, let's be real here. You want to start talking about your mama so great, grand, and wonderful? Take your ass on over there then. Get in the bed with her. That's what you need to do. Because the person who you'll be in the bed in this house don't want to be looking at you. Get out. Get the fuck out. Go. See, I don't take that kind of stuff. You're not gonna talk to me crazy like that. You could think it, but it better not come forth from these lips. Thou shall shutteth uppeth. Okay, that's what you need to do. Keep that to yourself. I don't know, but they be tripping. So this kind of thing here, but that's what the goal here is to get you to compete and prove to some man that you're what he needs. Please just say, I don't know what I could bring. I don't think you could bring me nothing either. So why don't we just cut this short and just not waste each other's time? That would be me. We ain't gonna play. We're not gonna be playing that kind of game. Exactly, CC. I was like, shit, you want your mama to make the meatloaf, then you should have asked her fat ass, ugly ass to do it. Oh, wrinkled up bitch, and she's so fat anyway. That's why she been eating meatloaf all the time. Y'all just cut eating out shit anyway. Get your ass some black beans or something. Something with some fiber in it. All that damn meat. That's why your feet stink. You got too many toxins in your body. Niglet. Let's go to the next one. This girl, she missing her bae. Her bae is too cute to be behind bars, she say. Now, that's not so much the main, that's not so much the bad part. Look at what the comments are. Now, what is she getting credit for here? She's getting big ups for being a stupid broad that sits around waiting for a man to get out of jail, prison, whatever. She don't say, she just says behind bars. And so she up there talking about he too cute to be behind bars. Don't you understand what that means? You got somebody who's cute behind bars and he in there for a couple of years. He gonna be somebody's girlfriend. That's what that means. So you need to forget you calling him my babe because he's somebody else is calling him now. Then the person got a deep voice and hair on their face. And I bet you he ain't trying to say too much about it either because he know he'll get his little ass kicked with his cute self. So, these people, the two that, I mean, the guy down below, he's like, you a real chick for waiting for him. Unlike some people, a real chick. See how they love to throw that around? You real. You real. If you do this and that, if you do what they want, you become real. Whatever, a real whatever. I'm like, these clowns, I'll be a real gone bitch. How about that? I'm gone, I'm out. I'm not gonna be sitting around waiting for you. You did something stupid and now you behind bars. What they got to do with me? I don't have nothing to do with this. All right, so let's move on. I just want to point that to those of you sitting around waiting around with for your dude to get out of behind bars. What are you doing? Here's another one. Said was a real woman, right? Now we up to the good woman. Would provide for her man and make sure he have money in his pockets when he go out with his friends. Okay, if you don't have no money, you don't need to go out with your friends. What's that got to do with me? I'm not trying to go nowhere with my friends that don't have no money. So why would you do that? Why would you think that would be something appropriate for you to do? I think yeah, the ones that stay going back and forth to jail, I think they like that lifestyle. They just don't want to be gay on the outside, so see they can use the cover of jail for as their excuse. But what it is, they really do like that stuff. All that stuff to be going on with the men. They love it. That's why they keep wanting to go back and forth to jail. Otherwise they would stay their happy asses out. But yeah, look at this. Make sure he got money in his pockets when he goes out with his friends. What is he like 15? Does he need mommy to give him an allowance so he can go to the what they call it? You know, where they play the video games and all the stuff, pinball machines and stuff, the arcade. He going to the arcade with his friends. So, his mama got to give him some money. I'm just like too through. I was like, I wish I would give a man some money to go out with his friends. I can't even fathom that. You guys, if that's somebody trying to get you to do something like that, please don't fall for it. Don't give him anything. Tell him if you don't have no money in your pockets, home skillet, that means you don't need to go nowhere. So here go the remote. Sit down. Netflix is paid. $7.99. It's all for you. And then this is my last slide of the evening, I think. The clapback award of the night goes to these two ladies right here because they got straight a gully. Look at this. Dude told on himself he is not putting down the eggplant at all. Who cut off the water? She said, probably you. No problem about it. And then the other one is like, my boyfriend got his side bitch pregnant, but we both love each other. Should I stay? And she clapped back with, yeah, because they don't need a clown for the kids' birthday parties. I thought I was going to die. So these two sisters right here, they get the clapback award from Debsterism channel. Those are like classic one-liners that are just untouchable, beautiful, hilarious. And you get a round of applause from me because those things were beautiful. How old are these men? Who knows? Well, I mean, they in the groups that say over 30, so they in the over 30 group. Well, what I can tell you guys is I'm working on a new show that I'm going to be doing. I don't want to say too much about it, but it'll have some different perspectives on it. I think you'll enjoy it. I might even be able to get some of the people that live in this area to come on and be our guests too, if they want to come into Oakland, um, to be on the live with me and my other person. Yeah, those like, clown response was just classic. That was just like she got down. That was beautiful. But both of them were really good. I have nothing to say. So you guys, a couple of people have come in. Yeah, the clapback award they won. I need to design a graphic to give that because them sisters deserve like a medal or something. They deserve some kind of acknowledgement other than a text, but textual acknowledgement. But whoo, those were just beautiful. Just brought a tear to my eye. It's so beautiful. It was good though. But that's right. So a couple of people came in the chat tonight and they wanted to ask an advice question. And I want to remind people, send in questions. We can always use the question. They will be answered on Tuesday, though. So you send them in now, they'll get there in time for my cousins to cut and paste and put them in the next document. They've been giving me 17 questions a week now. So there's a good chance that yours would make the cut. You got to submit it though on the advice submission form that's on survivingdating.com. Up in the top nav bar, you'll see a little button that says, it's submit advice or advice questions or something. It says something like that. Alternatively, in the show description below, the link is to that page. So you don't have to go to the page and look for it. Just go scroll down in the show description and you see it. It says submit your advice question. Just click the link that's already there. You can do it that way, and that's much easier. That's why I put it there too. And I just remind everybody, so for some reason, lost like 500 subscribers a couple of weeks ago. I don't know what happened. YouTube went through and just canceled a bunch of people's memberships. Subscription. People have complained to me. I'm like, I didn't do it. I don't know what to tell you. So make sure that your subscription is still active. Your what they call this? Your follower, whatever it's called, your subscription is still active. And if you had the notification bell, but you notice you're not getting those anymore, double check that too to make sure that the notification bell is still clicked, because they're doing both. They just just changing people's things. So you guys make sure you go through and check and make sure you A, still a subscriber, and B, that your notification bell is still activated so that you don't miss it. Because I was going to do a pop-up on Sunday, but then I thought, when I do lives, I need some backup, so that I better let them know that I'm coming, see if one or more of them could show up. But that's going to be on Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to be talking about the N word, which is no. And it's going to be a special chat for people who really struggle with saying no to people. And I'll give you a bunch of examples that have come through the advice column where these women should have just flat out said no. Hell no, that's not happening. But they didn't for some reason. And then they also say stuff like, I'm afraid to say no. I don't want to hurt his feelings. I don't want him to be mad at me, but I want them to like me. All kind of crazy stuff while they feeling all put out and bent out of shape because they didn't say no. So that's what we're going to talk to you guys about that. Oh yes, and then we did after the What the Fuck Tuesday the other day. It was the next morning when it was 5 days after my birthday. So yeah, it was right after What the Fuck Tuesday. I looked online and we had made the 20,000. So it's like 5 days after my birthday. But you know what? It's still less than a week, and that's close enough. And I'm taking it. I'm not saying nothing. I was happy. So you guys that all did a big push to try to get the word out about the channel, I appreciate it so much. You guys made my birthday wish come true. So I got the 20 grand, 20,000, and we're gonna, just keep on moving forward. Yeah, you guys was straight savages with them links and sharing and everything. And you guys did it. I mean, I did a little bit, but I'm just one person. It was y'all, you hundreds of you guys out there in the community, online community, making that magic happen. I cannot take credit for that. You guys did that. So thank you very much. So that's going to be it for today. We'll be back on Sunday. I will be putting up the show description in just a few minutes. If you have advice questions, use the form. It is linked in the show description page down below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Tell your friends about it, and then come on back and listen to some videos and make your comments. I always appreciate what you have to say and your perspectives on things. This is Deb Cooper from survivingdating.com. Check out my new Instagram, surviving.dating. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Bye-bye.